Today is February 14th, 2018, which is Valentine's Day. A lot of people put a lot of stock and attachments to this day. They have a lot of expectations built up and are terribly disappointed when those expectations are not met. Sometimes, it's a type of relationship where there really shouldn't be any expectations, and other times the guy's just being a lazy little bum and ignoring the woman on a day that every guy who knows anything about women will honor. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that and talk about an aspect of commitment that I think a lot of single women ignore. First, let's address this Valentine's Day issue. This young man writes in. He's 29, and his he has a friends with benefit who's 28. So he writes in, my friends with benefits of 6 months asked me what I was going to do on Valentine's Day. I told her that I was going to go on a date with my ex coworker. She asked details. I told her we had coffee before and things went well, so I asked her to go on a date to this nice Italian restaurant. My friends with benefits tells me that she is going to New York City for Valentine's Day. I tell her to have fun. So we hang up. I'm not kidding. 2 hours later, I get a text from a friend that my friend with benefit has been posting a bunch of crap on Instagram and deleted all of her photos. I call her and ask her if everything is all right. She told me that she thought I was different, but that I made her feel worthless. She said that I took some girl I barely knew on a date to a nice place, but not her. I told her that we are just friends with benefit and it's not appropriate to do that. She said that just because we are hooking up doesn't mean I have to make her feel subhuman. I told her I was sorry if my actions made her feel that way. I don't know what I did wrong. I thought I was being a good guy here about being transparent with my dating life. I didn't play games or any of that, yet I'm being made out to be a jerk. What did I do wrong here? And in the future, what can I do to be more careful? So he's looking at, he spent 6 months with this woman that he calls his friends with benefits. I'm going to say this. Men involved in a situation like this, if you keep it going that long, there's something wrong with you. You're stupid. First of all, understand that no woman's going to sleep with you unless she already likes you. Okay? Now, she might not like you enough to want to be with you, long term and married and all that old stuff, but she likes something about you to the point where she feels comfortable enough to sleep with you. Okay? And so, taking that into consideration, don't you think being around her 6 months, you go on, you're hanging out, you're sleeping together, you laughing, you talking, because I'm sure you don't just, bone and jump up and leave, right? The fact that she felt comfortable calling you and you guys having this nice little chit chat on the phone. See, there's a little bit more to this situation than what you see as a friends with benefits. So I understand where she's coming from. She feels slighted and she feels like he could have at least taken her on a out to eat or something. And he could have. However, he could not do that, girlfriend, on Valentine's Day. Not you're not gonna do that. That's making a statement that a friends with benefits situation has no business trying to make. So they're both wrong here. In other words, she's wrong for having unnecessary expectations that are really outside the arena of the situation they had. Obviously, she had some kind of secret, agenda where she was thinking it was going to be something more. If she slept with him long enough, he liked her long, that they would turn into something real. There has to be something there for her to respond the way that she did. And then he wants to sit up there and act all clueless, like he doesn't know that she was getting more and more attached to him, and like trying to act like it's a shock and surprise that she would be hurt because he's taking out some other girl to a nice Italian restaurant. So this just reiterates for me, this is time to emphasize a point. Ladies, if you are the kind of woman that gets attached when you have sex, you have no business ever putting yourself in a friends with benefits situation. You should never, ever, 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 never in 100 lifetimes do that, because you're not cut out for it. In order to do something like that, you have to be pretty in control of your feelings, in control of your mind, and really just not give a fuck. That's basically how you have to be. And the majority of women, and not all, because I say it's probably about 25% that can do that and be just like a dude. Like, yeah, that was great. Check you out later. And, going about their business. But the other 75% are going to develop some kind of attachment if they keep, dealing with a dude, especially if the dealing with is really good, or stellar in some cases. They're going to get sprung. That's just the bottom line. And it's something that you have to think about. So in this situation, Valentine's Day was ruined for probably both of them. I mean, I'm sure he salvaged his, but I'm sure he has some doubts and feels guilty and confused about what happened. And he's probably worried that his little supply is about to dry up. Which, if she had any sense, that is definitely what she should do. She should not be dealing with this guy on that level anymore. So, what do you do in a situation, excuse me, where you can see that you're, giving a guy time, you're being patient, and you're waiting for him to come around? Okay, you dating him, maybe not as a FWB like she is, but you kicking it with him, you dating him. It's understood that you two are dating. You may not have made a super commitment to each other, but you spend a lot of time together, and so there is this anticipation that at some point, the switch is going to be flipped, and then you'll have a quote relationship end quote. I believe, this is me, that the single women are just too patient. Y'all give these men way too much slack. How many times have we seen letters in here where people have been dating 6, 7, 12 years, 4 years, all the stuff? Unless you're in college and you're waiting to graduate and get your job and all that stuff, there's no reason for anybody to be waiting all them years. You're over 30. I'm telling you, if a dude is not making some kind of noises about marriage within 3 to 6 months, cut his ass loose. Now, this is not, you're not going to force him into marriage like some women try to do. That doesn't work. But I'll tell you this, if a guy is really into you, he's going to try to get you off the market and away from other men as expeditiously as possible. And no matter what he does, he knows within 3 months, usually less than that, if you have the possibility to be his wife or not. That doesn't mean he's ready to do it. He might be putting some moves in place that you don't know anything about. Like a guy who, when we did the video on the $25 engagement ring, he was talking about how he did. He asked her father, he went out and put a down payment on a ring. He paid for that on that ring every payday, and then in September, probably 6 months later or so, he proposed when he had the ring in hand. He had lined up all his ducks. He got everything ready. She didn't know anything about it, so it was a total surprise. So sometimes they're doing things and you don't really know, but I'm sure he made it known to her very clearly that he was in it for the long haul. See, that's what you're looking for, and you're not just looking for the words, you're looking for the behaviors that match it. So this thing where you dating this dude for years and years, you wasting your time, you wasting your youth, you wasting your beauty on somebody that doesn't want what you want. And you guys have got to stop doing that. Yeah, 3 months is plenty of time. 3 months for him to say, he need to be making some kind of noises about it. And with when my husband, I'm telling you, okay, so we met on a blind date in November. Okay, the following Memorial Day, which is May, like the last weekend of May, is when he proposed. So that was just over 6 months of dating. And my dad and my uncles and my grandfathers, they all did the same thing. And they said, my dad says as soon as he laid eyes on my mother, he knew she was going to be his wife. One of my cousin's husbands said the same thing. As soon as he met her, he knew that they were going to be married. So I'm just like, this is the kind of thing, it doesn't take a dude 6 years to figure that out. He knows that pretty much right away. So why would you spend all those years waiting around having babies for him and waking up next to him and giving him all these privileges of being a husband when he's not really interested in that. Why would you do that? But let me tell you this, having this discussion, this one guy says to me, well, you say it's not a matter of forcing men, but if after 3 months the guy's not talking about marriage, you say to get rid of him? Then he's like, get the fuck out of here. Bottom line is a man is going to get married when he feels he's ready. And even then, he might not be. Same as a woman should do. Impatience and haste leads to mistakes. And see, no matter what he says, that's exactly why I said a woman should get rid of him. Okay, let's read back what he said now. A man is going to get married when he feels he's ready, and even then he might not be. Okay, so you just want to play these games of maybe, coulda, shoulda, woulda, and you want her to stick around while you go through all these conniptions and flip-flops and somersaults. No, 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 no. And you young women, I'm telling you, you better rethink this stuff. I know everybody's been putting this stuff into your head. Well, you need to stand by your man, and you need to, show him that you can be his rock, and you don't need to do none of that shit. You don't need to do anything. He's supposed to be the one proving to you that he can be your rock and take care of you and be a provider and be the leader of your household and be a good dad and all those kind of things. He's supposed to be doing all of that. You're not supposed to be showing him shit. You just be you. And either he likes you or he doesn't. Either he wants to be with you or he doesn't. There's no reason for you to be thinking that you have to earn his love and affection, because that's not how it's supposed to go. You all got the game twisted. And I don't really understand when that happened, but I do know that it's wrong. So you got a dude, right? And um you want to be married. You want something to happen. And if a guy has an attitude that you need to wait on him, he's confused. He's confused. And a lot of women think that that's what they need to do. What you're supposed to do is tell him, you need to get your shit together, son, and check me out when you do, because I'm not going to wait around for you to decide what you want to do and when you're going to be ready. You get ready on your own schedule. That's your choice. Nobody's trying to force you to do anything. But you do you, and I'm going to do me. And if when you get your act together, I'm still single, we can talk. If not, have a nice life. And that's what you're supposed to do when you have a guy who is afraid of commitment. So then let's talk about the other side of commitment. Okay, so you get with a dude and you're thinking, he loves you. He's talking about he wants a future with you and all of this stuff. But there's you in the relationship, there's him in the relationship, and then there's his mama or daddy or all of his family. What do you do? This young lady, she's in her 20s and her boyfriend's in his 20s. And she says his family forced him to cancel on her birthday, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, and our 3-year anniversary. Okay. I don't even know where to start. But let me just read you what she says. She's been dating this dude for 3 years. We have a good relationship. I think he could be the one if it wasn't for his crazy family. On the majority of our planned dates, including Valentine's Day, my birthday, Thanksgiving, and our anniversary, he canceled on me before or during due to his family demanding that he come home. For example, on my birthday, we were eating dinner together when his sister called saying she needed someone to check her essay before the due date that night. So all his family started yelling at him to leave immediately so he could go home and read over her essay before it's due. He has to leave immediately or else they would become very angry, make him miserable, and threaten things like sending him back to their home country. They live here where he and his sister grew up and attend school. In his family, his sister gets everything. She wants most often at the cost of him. For our 3-year anniversary, we had been planning to visit the planetarium for a year. But I never even got to see him that day because they were forced family dinner plans on him. This happens a lot. In fact, the planetarium date was actually meant for Valentine's Day of 2 years ago, but he canceled on that. So it was pushed to our 2-year anniversary and then the next Valentine's Day, but they all failed, usually for the similar reasons. Today we had a dinner date planned and walked to the restaurant when his dad called and demanded family dinner, so he was forced to leave me at the restaurant in tears. He felt really bad and didn't want to go. Finally, every night around 11 or midnight, his mom will start spamming him with calls demanding he come home, and he's afraid to miss them or not be on his way home before she calls because she gets extremely angry for days. He always lies about being with me because she'll get mad, so it's hard to spend time with him at all, she says. What would Deborah say? That mama's boy, little pussy man that you call your boyfriend, cut him loose. They don't want him to be with you for whatever reason. They're running as much interference as possible, and the guy that you're with does not have the strength yet. He may have it later, but they're only in their mid-20s. But he does not have the personal fortitude or the strength to stand against his family and tell them no. He doesn't have it. And as far as them threatening to send him back, that's just a threat. They can't do anything. He's over. He's not a child. They can't send him anywhere he doesn't want to go. So, but if he doesn't know that and she doesn't know that, then their threats are going to sound, plausible. But all he has to do is say, try it. Let's see how far you get. I'm an adult. You can't send me nowhere. And, if you do, you try it, I will leave you alone and I will never speak to you again, and you can forget that you had a son. So he need to flip it around on them and take the position of power. You don't tell me what to do. I'm your son, but I'm not your puppet. But he doesn't have the fortitude to say stuff like that. And until he does, then he's going to continue to be treated like a little child, and she's going to continue to be frustrated in a 3-year relationship with a man who dumps her on her birthday, on Thanksgiving, on Valentine's Day, and on their anniversary. I don't know how she stands it. And over the next few days, I have so much to talk about. I want to talk a little bit more too about young women and the stuff that you guys take to say that you have a boyfriend. It's just too much. It's too much. And I'm like, where are your mothers? How come they're not telling you this stuff? You guys, either you're not telling them what's really going on in your relationship, or your mamas is dumb. It's one of the two. And it's like, I just cannot, for the life of me, understand some of the stuff, these letters that I have in that I'm going to be going over with you. These little girls, I'm just like, dumbstruck. I can't even say anything. I just can't believe that the stuff that they put up with from these dudes to say that they have a boyfriend. It's just some amazing mess to me. But anyway, I do hope that you guys had a great Valentine's Day, even if you was your own Valentine. Show yourself some love, and we need a lot more of that around here, to tell you the truth. And if you have friends or loved ones, family members or whatever, you can say Happy Valentine's Day to them, because those are going to be your hardcore Valentines every day for the rest of your life when other people come and go. You know what that means? You get married, you get a divorce. You get a boyfriend, you break up. So people come and go. The only people who can be a constant is, the ones that that really love you and have your back. And those should be your Valentines. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com. I'll be back tomorrow with video number, what is it? It's going to be 15 of our Video a Day February. Talk to you then.